Daniel, what can you tell us for Sunday? Who's likely to run out that we didn't see maybe last week? Or
Oh, well, there's a few things to go on today with training, but it'll be a bit of a younger squad than last week, so it'll be exciting. Unfortunately, the fans can't get down to watch it, so it'll be a good hit out for us.
yeah, would you prefer that the fans were in there to watch it, a bit of atmosphere, or?
Oh, it's probably something that's not really, you don't really think about as a coach this time of year. So, look, unfortunately, the ground can't be used now with safety issues and there's no catering. I'm sure people would be still like to come, but unfortunately, it can't be done.
You say it's going to be a bit of a younger side. Who's not going to be there? Obviously, McGovern won't, but who else is going to be missing?
Well, Gov's still got a few tests he may be able to pass tomorrow, and we'll have match committee, but we won't take any risks with him. Willie's got to get through training today. Should be good, and then there'll be a couple of other guys who didn't get an opportunity last week. We might be able to give a run to.
What sort of format do you use, Daniel? Because you can pretty much do what you want, can't it? Given that it's a scratch match, do you play 26 like a JLT game, or do you play, 35 and everyone plays 2 or 3 quarters each? What's your plan to?
Yeah, well, it's worked out well that Freo played last week, so we're on a similar progression. Probably be around 25 to 28 minute quarters, I'd say. So I'm sure Simo and Ross will decide that today.
Will you play like 26 players though, or will you use most of your squads and just have players on reduced game time? Yeah,
we'll probably cut our squad back a bit this week. We'll manage some guys. I'd say we'd probably take 24 or 25 in. I'm sure they'll be similar. So we've got 30 at the moment, just dependent on training, what happens from there.
So what does Willie have to do today, and what damage was actually done with the kick to the knee? Because it's been probably 2 weeks since it actually happened.
Yeah, there was a bit of swelling. He's just got to get through training. There wasn't too much internal damage. It was just more the function of his knee. He couldn't get going. So there's no risk policy with guys like him at this time of the year.
Has he done much so far this week?
He's trained a lot since the game, the AFLX game. He just hasn't taken right off, but I think earlier in the week he got going, which was a good sign.
Will Liam Ryan play? Do you want to see him and Willie in the same forward line as early as he can?
Oh, I think so. Yeah, it'd be great to have them both in the forward line together. Depends how we structure up this week, but it'd be great to see those two running around. I'm sure the fans would like to see some excitement from those two as well. I'm sure they can produce some pretty special things when they play together.
Jake Waterman get another chance in attack?
Yeah, he'll be right in the mix as well. So, along with probably 6 or 7 other young guys, it'd be good to see them get 2 or 3 games on their belt to press for round 1.
Lewis jetted down back last week. Is that something you think we'll see most of this year? He seemed to play really well.
Yeah, he did. He sees the game really well, in particular from that position behind the ball, and we didn't expect him to perform that well. We just wanted him to play his role and to finish the way he did to that game. Obviously, he was playing with a lot of confidence. So if we can keep him going down back like that, it'd be another thing we can put with guys like Gov and Tommy Barrass and Shep who can intercept. We've got some real run-off half-back, which would be great.
Your backline's pretty settled generally. Do you want to try and run a few more blokes through there like Jetta this year, try and rotate a few more guys through?
Yeah, well, we've got some flexibility now with Yowie. Duggo played down there last year as well. Jets is playing down there. So we've got 5 or 6 options where we can flick them to different positions if we do run with the structure like that. So it does give us a lot more flexibility. It is an experienced backline though, so we rely on them a lot, but it'd be good to have some other strings to our bow there.
Daniel, given Lewis trialling a little bit in defence, is that sort of hopefully try and free up Yo and Duggan for more time in the midfield to hopefully reinforce there?
Yeah, in some senses, yeah. Yowie, he was pretty good inside on the weekend, which is a good sign, and Duggo got a bit of it as well, in particular when he was cross half back. So having that flexibility and being able to push guys into those positions dependent on the game, especially if someone's playing, Yo's plays back for 3 quarters and we need a spark in the midfield, it'd be good to get him inside. So it gives us some options like that.
Obviously a big person missing down there is Eric McKenzie. How's his recovery at the moment from the toe operations?
Yeah, he's just started walking again, so he's been out on the track with the boys, helping out, keeping him engaged with the group, which is important. But he's an experienced campaigner, he missed the whole season. So he's in a pretty good headspace at the moment, but if we can get him back around 5 or 6, that'd be great.
What do you need to see from someone like Daniel Venables to put him in the mix for round 1 against Sydney?
I'll probably just continue his development. the way he's going at the moment and the way he finished off last year, he was pushing for a spot. Towards the end of last year, he was pressuring us in the match committee to possibly pick him. But if he keeps developing that way, and he showed some really good signs on the weekend, and in AFLX, he showed some, a few things as well that we were impressed with. So if he continues that path, he'll be nearly putting his hand up for round one, which he's getting close to doing that now anyway.
And Francis Watson, how does he look in terms of playing this year? Do you think he was close again last year, but the injuries got in the way?
Yeah, Frankie's a live wire, probably similar to Jets. He's just a little less experienced. Obviously, Jets has played a lot of footy, so if we can get pretty predictable game out of him, and then what he can do off halfback with his run, we saw it last year in JLT 1 against GWS. I think he had 26 or 27 touches, and then on the weekend he had 12 or 13 and a half. So he can find it and he can defend well, which is what we look for in our backman now.
Roden Ainsworth really played reserves footy in the waffle last year. Is he someone who's really genuinely pushing for round one or to play senior footy this year?
Yeah, well, there's probably 3 or 4 spots up for grabs, and there's probably 8 or 9 guys, or maybe even more, going for those spots now. So he's one of those guys, and we've been impressed with what he's done so far. It is a big jump up, but he's handled everything we've thrown at him so far, and he's definitely got the tank to play AFL footy. I think that's helped him get through the pre-season relatively well. So hopefully he keeps performing well, and we've got some troubles when it comes to match committee for round one.
We saw Josh Kennedy Tuesday. He was out there on the track running around. How's he going? Looks like he's on the schedule at least for round one. Yeah, well, we'll see how things go, but it was great to see him out there training. I think he was pretty happy to be out there as well. So, look, if things go to plan, hopefully we can get him in the early part of the year. There's a lot of things to go before that, though.
Is he a bit of a different beast in terms of runs on the board? He doesn't need to prove himself, because we saw last year when he had that 5 weeks out and he came back and he was exceptional. He's sort of a player that can come back straight from injury and have an impact, isn't he?
Oh, definitely. He's a professional, and that's why he's won the Coleman, I think 2 or 3 times. He prepares really well, so he wouldn't have done anything differently in that sense. I'd say that if he's right to go, the coach will be picking him. I would be anyway, but the coach I'm sure he'll pick him.
How's Nick tracking for that last JLT Community Series?
Yeah, good at the moment. As long as everything goes to plan, we're hoping to get some minutes into him for that next game. So he's got to get through a few more sessions, and we might see him in that game, which would be great.